Hi and welcome to icemonkeytech. I'm Stephen and I do apologise. Well, I can't be bothered in the t-shirt. Anyway, today I'm going to be taking a look at the Motorola Edge. A new phone that's just been brought out around about April the 22nd, I do believe. I say around about April 22nd, it was actually April the 22nd. I've just received one and I've been using it for quite a little while. And when I say quite a little while, I mean about 3 days, which is enough to get the grips with the phone because they're pretty much all the same. Anyway, here's a quick look at and a quick tech spec. So here's a quick rundown of the Motorola Edge tech spec, and I'll have a chat with you after. Right, let's get started. This is the Motorola Edge. I'm going to unbox it for you and show you what you get in the box. Sort of, because although you do get a charge cable with it, I don't think I put the charge cable in there because I have been using this phone and I wanted to use this phone so that I could tell you what I thought of it while I was unboxing it. It just means I can do a video all in one go, rather than parting it out over weeks and weeks. So let's get it unboxed. Here we go. A beautiful phone, by the way. This is the Motorola Edge. Curved screen. It does have a little dimple out, poked out of the glass, but nonetheless, this feels like it feels absolutely fantastic, and it's a nice slim phone. So it sort of has almost the same screen resolution as the Xperia 1. Which is that cinema style feel where you can zoom in your videos when you're watching YouTube or any other videos. You do lose a bit at the top and bottom, but other than that, absolutely quite beautiful. The front and the back, excuse the fingerprints. 4 cameras on the Edge, and I think there's only 3 cameras on the Edge Plus, which I did find a little bit unusual. But like I said, this is the blue one, and it shines beautifully in the light, and we shall power it on. There we go. I have found the screen on this phone is quite amazing for the price point. I've had many phones, a lot of phones. We've done a lot of phone reviews. I have a couple of new phone reviews coming. Probably the S20 Plus and the S20 Ultra, which I will have up maybe a week or so after this one. So there we go, an absolutely fantastic screen. Now yes, I have already set this phone up. As you can see, it is running, and we're just from the start. There we go. We're on. Good. Doesn't tell you where I am, but it has all the usual Android features. This phone did update straight out the box, so I imagine you will probably have to update your phone straight out the box. It was released around about the end of April. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the phone now, because really I need to get all the specs written down so I can remember what everything is. I know that this phone, it has a great camera, has a great screen, it has an excellent response. So I've only just found out about a few things on this phone. Some of the things being, I'm just going to we'll go onto maps. If you're clever enough, you'll be able to get that. But you see that's done that, and you can just swipe back and it goes back, rather than having to hit a back button. This doesn't actually have back buttons. I have yet to go into the settings to find out whether there is it has the ability to put back, forward and home buttons on. But we just do things like this, and we can scroll or we can swipe everything off. Now if you're clever enough, you'll pause the video, find out where I live and my real name, but really I'm not too worried about that. So and there we go, we have there's my O2 account as well, if you would like to see that. It's nothing I can do without you seeing too much information on my phone, and next thing I know, I've got no money in my bank. Anyway, so let's go through a few key features. First of all, like I said before, 2020 in April 22nd release. Gorilla Glass 5, it's 188 grams overall. It has a hybrid dual SIM, or a nano SIM, a dual standby, and it's water repellent coating. It also has an OLED captive touchscreen with 16 million colours. The screen is 6.7 inches, which is quite a size, but it's quite slim. So it's easy to reach over to the other side. It's 1080 by 2340 pixels, and it has a 19.5.9 ratio. HDR10, and the other good thing I like about this phone is for gaming, it's not bad at all. It has a 90Hz screen, which means free gaming. Nice and smooth, running on Android 10 with a Qualcomm SDM 765 Snapdragon 765G processor on the 7nm octa-core 2 also, so plenty of pause and plenty of power. It also has, we'll just get this out here, it also has, like I said before, 4 cameras, 64 megapixel cameras. We have 8 megapixel telephoto, we have 2x optical zoom, 16 megapixel ultra wide, LED flash, panoramic HDR. It also takes 4K videos at 30 frames per second. And like most modern phones now, it is a USB Type-C connector and 18 volt fast charging and a 4500 milliamp battery, which should get you through almost the best part of 2 days, depending on usage. Don't come watch videos all day and then come back on the comments and say, well, it only lasted 2 hours, but or 3 hours or 4 hours. With standard use, I think you should reach it. You get a day out of it easy, probably in 2 days. It's very smooth, very fluid, and has an excellent screen. The screen is at full brightness currently, but as you can see, it just flows. It flows really nice. I like the edge glass, the way it bends around. I know this is not a new feature, but I think it might be the first phone that Motorola have put an edge on. Probably a bit late in the game, as a lot of other phone manufacturers are now going away from the edge, probably due to the price of the screens to replace them, tell you the truth. Also, we have, which has been very popular lately, making a decent comeback, is a full-size headphone socket. It saves the need for the adapters. It's just something extra to carry that you don't really want to carry. SIM card reader is pop out. You do get a pin in the box with it to pop that SIM card reader out and also place your SIM card and your SD card. Right, so everything I've tried on this phone so far is working quite well. I'm just going to knock that off there, and then we're going to knock it back on, and we're going to use a fingerprint scanner, which I've actually found is much better than the Sony fingerprint scanner. If anybody watched the review of the Sony Xperia 1, I had nothing but trouble with the Xperia fingerprint scanner. I reset it many times and it just still did not work the way even the old Motorola rear fingerprint scanner worked on the G7 or the G6, or I can't remember which one it was. I might have a review of that as well, but the fingerprint scanner on that worked immensely, very well, as did the Honor Play as well. That was a great fingerprint scanner. It's alright on the front. I don't mind the fingerprint scanner on the front. It works well on this one, very few misses, but obviously I have a backup of a nice little pattern there just in case it doesn't work, because you only get 3 or 4 goes. And then it decides that you're not going to get your phone unless you have a PIN code or you have your pattern code. And to tell you the truth, I think from that point of view, there is very little else to tell you about the phone. If there were any bad points about the phone, the only main bad point I can find so far is Facebook. Now, I downloaded the Facebook app from the Play Store, I put it in, and it doesn't push your notifications through. I've been through every setting I could possibly go through. And it just, now and again I get 1 or 2 notifications. I don't get all my notifications through Facebook. I'm not sure what that is. Now, I've had a quick look up on the internet and I have been told, or I have read, it's a bug in the Motorola software, not in the Facebook software. So I've uninstalled Facebook and reinstalled it several times, and I still have the same problem. With Messenger, my messages come through no problem. WhatsApp, everything else, all my messages and stuff like that come through no problem, apart from Facebook. Which, hasten to add, they've had since April to fix this. It's now August, and it still hasn't been fixed, which is probably one of the reasons I'm not going to keep this phone. I do have a Samsung S20 Ultra on the way. Now, if that Samsung has to blow this out of the water, it really does have to blow this out of the water, and then I'll probably keep the Samsung. But if it doesn't and it's really close knit, I might keep the Motorola because it's a bit smaller and it's a bit nicer. But we'll see what happens when I get that Samsung. So, by the by, an excellent phone with a good quality camera, nice fast processors, and plenty of memory to be getting on with and getting all this stuff in, and compatible with just about everything apart from Facebook notification push settings. So other than that, this is the Motorola Edge. Hope that was useful to you. I will probably get this cleaned up and have a talk to you after this face to face, because I'm like that. I'll see you in a bit. So there we go, the Motorola Edge. Now, like I said, I have been using this for a few days, and I really do like it. In fact, I've been using this for a few days, and then I went back to the Sony Xperia 1 and found myself doing that, trying to go back over on Facebook and stuff like that. So this phone has already got me hooked on the fact that I just use my finger to motion rather than buttons at the bottom of the phone, which eliminates the buttons at the bottom of the phone. It means you don't keep stretching down for them all the time like I used to, because I haven't got the biggest hands to start with. The fingerprint scanner works very well. The screen is an excellent screen quality, and from my point of view, the biggest downfall is the Facebook notification push settings, and if they can fix that, I don't see why you wouldn't buy something like this if you're looking for a very smart, capable and fluid phone. Like I said before, great camera, and it just seems to work like a phone should work. You know, I don't have any main downfalls of this, unlike some cheaper phones that I've used. One thing I did forget to mention earlier on when I was talking about the camera, the front selfie camera is a 25 megapixel camera. It does support HDR and 1080p video recording. I think it's 25 frames per second. Let me check. I'm wrong, it's 30 frames per second. There you go. The joys of having a tech spec list right next to you so you can read it while you're talking to people. When I say talking to people, I mean talking to the camera. A few little extras to add on at the end. I did not totally unbox this whole thing altogether, if anybody was taking any notice. In the box, like I said, you get a set of Motorola headphones. You obviously get your pin for ejecting your SIM card tray, so you can put a SIM card in. You also get a USB Type-C cable, and as per Motorola, you do get all your booklets, and you get a rubber bumper case. I don't know why, I've said this before, and I don't know why all companies don't introduce these rubber bumper cases. This one's quite good. I was a bit wondering how they were going to manage it, because obviously it's an edge screen, so you don't want the bumper around the edge of the screen because you use it as a touch feature. But it works quite well and it fits really well. A nice little case, which I think you should keep on, because my daughter just dropped her phone and broke it, which means that she's probably going to end up with the Xperia 1, unless I get the screen fixed. Or I could do a video of fixing the screen. So anyway, these phones retail wise, this comes in around about 549 Great British pounds, which I think is quite good value for what you're getting in this little package. It blows a lot of more expensive phones out of the water. I actually think it's better than the Sony. It has a better camera than the Sony. It has a better screen than the Sony, and it seems to be a little bit more fluid than the Sony. However, the Xperia 1 2 is out at the minute, so let's see if that's any better. It does not have wireless charging. It's a feature that I've never had on a phone of my own, which I would find really useful. So maybe I should look, well actually I think the Samsung's got it. So all in all, a fantastic little phone for the money. If you're looking for a cheap budget but excellent quality phone that blows a lot of more expensive phones out of the water, I do really recommend this phone. So I've been Stephen and this has been icemonkeytech. Don't forget to subscribe, tick like, hit the bell notification, share, follow me on Instagram and all that stuff that YouTubers want people to do. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now and have fun.